Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Katherine Kelly, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about self-love and the soul. So, I'm going to tell you a little story first to help you understand what I know of self-love and how it is connected to our soul and our soul's evolution, and also reincarnation. So, I'm a ponderer and I'm a puzzle solver, and I want to get things kind of figured out. Years ago, I was working with the idea of, okay, why is it that we reincarnate? Now, I know that we come back for more lessons. I know that we come back in order to understand more and more about ourselves and to heal things. But I paused long enough to say, okay, so, but what is it? What is the common factor? What is it between all of these lessons that we have to learn that causes us to come back? And so I was pondering. And one morning I was eating my breakfast. I was getting ready to come upstairs and, finish getting ready and then go to work. And I was literally bending over into my dishwasher, putting my cereal bowl or whatever it was, the dish away. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's it. And it has to do with self-love. So every single aspect of the human condition that we struggle with is related to somehow self love or a lack thereof. So, whether it's self esteem, whether it's confidence, whether it is assertiveness and lack thereof, whether it is relationship issues, whether it's body image, whether it's loneliness, whatever it is always related back to self love. And so, what I started to realize is that if we are energetically made in the likeness of God, source, universe, whatever term you use, and it is all loving and all knowing, then we basically are working on self-love in order to return our energy back to source. So it's that whole idea of, wow, okay, we fell from grace, as the Bible says, and we fell away from that divine source of energy, divine source of love. But how do we get back? Well, the human condition has been constructed in a way for us to learn self-love, whether it's through relationships, whether it's through challenges at work, whether it's through health issues, whatever it might be. It does appear as if every single thing we struggle with has to do with self-love. So, what is self love and what is it not? Because I think that's a really important idea to distinguish because of the fact that I think a lot of people mistake what actions of self love look like. So, someone who says, "Oh, well, I'm going to reward myself with this, I don't know, cheeseburger or pizza or whatever because, I've worked really hard today, or I've had a really bad day, or I'm going to go drink this, I don't know, six pack or whatever, whatever it might be." That is not self love. Rewarding ourselves for a pain is not self love. What is self love is stopping long enough to nurture ourselves, understand the pain that is there, heal the pain, and move beyond it. That is self love. That is part of our soul's evolution. Eating, eating a pizza is not going to get us back to source, but stopping long enough to say, oh, that really hurts. And wow, I'm really wounded in this way. And I need to heal this and I need to work through this. That is self love as far as soul evolution goes. Now, am I the first one to say, yes, I'm going to have a brownie or a margarita once in a while just to relax or whatever? Yes. But am I going to do it because I'm trying to replace something else? No. And so, one of the things that I try to help people understand is the intent of an action that we do for ourselves. So, self care it goes beyond exercise, eating right. It basically, to me, goes down to soul care. What is it that my soul needs in order to restore itself? What is my soul needing right now to nurture itself, or to heal a wound, or to get past something that's really making me uncomfortable? That is self care, which is soul care to me. And yes, exercise, eating right, all of that is a form of self care too, because we have to honor our bodies in order to honor all of us, all of ourselves, and that includes our soul. So we have to start thinking differently about self love and the soul, because the soul is that inner wisdom. If you stopped just before you grabbed that handful of cookies or whatever it is and stopped to say, gosh, what is my soul telling me I need right now? Your soul will not tell you that you need that handful of cookies. It will not tell you that you need to go spend money on a new outfit or a new car or whatever to make yourself feel better. it will basically stop and tell you more directly what it is that you need to do for yourself to restore or to heal yourself or to reflect or whatever it is that is going to remove that discomfort in a healthy way that has nothing to do with something that is outside of us. So we have to start reinterpreting or redefining what self-care is and what self-love is in order to move forward in life. So there's lots of things that self-love is not, but there are many things that we have to start thinking about in terms of what does my inner wisdom tell me? What is it that my soul needs today? That is a question I like to ask people is what is it that your soul needs today? And almost immediately people will say, well, this, and this. And so if we were able to function and focus on that self-love aspect in terms of just connecting in with that internal part of us, that operating system that runs within us, that vital source and that vital force that's within us, we would get down our soul's path much more quickly and much more directly and much more easily. But we take all these detours because we think that self-love means something other than what it is. So to me, it's really important to step back and go, wait a minute, okay, from a self-love perspective, what does my soul need? Instead of what do I need from outside of myself in order to soothe something, to squash it down? Now, I think that it's really important to realize that a lot of times overspending, over gambling, over doing whatever it is that feels good is often a way of muffling the voice of the soul. So that is not a form of self-love. That's not a form of self-care. It's muffling the sound of the voice of your soul that is going to get us in trouble the most. It's going to create those detours. It's going to create those times where we have regret and that we aren't attending to ourselves. So it is about slowing down to listen. I had a session with someone last week who I'd been working with him for a few months, probably 4 or 5 months now. And, he kind of talked around stuff. And I mentioned pretty early on that I couldn't see his pain, that I knew basically that, okay, he was really shielding himself. And last week when he was in my office, we did this, I call it a soul walk. We did this breathing exercise to kind of get people in touch with their souls. And he started crying. And I just let him be and I continued the process. And then afterward, we talked about it. And he said, I don't know where those tears came from. I don't know what it was that triggered that. And I said, you've been shielding yourself and other people from your true self for so long that once you got in touch with that, you realized how much you missed it. And he cries more. And he was really realizing that, wow, I am really outrunning myself. I'm really not being true to myself or authentic. And we talked about that as being a form of self-love, is connecting in and being more present and developing those habits where self-love actions, meaning soul care actions and soul connection actions, become kind of second hand and second nature so that you can follow through your soul's path with that soul's wisdom. And I'll tell you, there's nothing better than living in your soul. I call it soul-based living. And it makes life different. Let me just say that. So I wanted to talk about this whole idea of self-love and the soul to give you more tangible evidence of how important it is for us to connect in with our souls, but also how it can be very practical. It's just a matter of slowing down and listening to that wisdom within. So I want to encourage all of you and challenge all of you to try this today and every day after this, to stop long enough to say, what does my soul need today? And in the midst of discomfort, pause long enough to say, gosh, what is my soul trying to tell me? What do I need to learn from this? What do I need to heal from as a result of this being triggered within me, whether it's triggered from right now, the experience right now, or something that happened in the past? Because that soul-based awareness, that intention, that sort of soul consciousness actually makes a huge difference in how we get through the human condition. So just some food for thought. I really want to encourage you to try this. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes. And I would love to hear back from you. So for those of you who follow me on Facebook or Instagram or however you follow me, if you get my information through YouTube, let me know how this works for you, or let me know your observations. And I think that would be helpful for others out there who may be struggling with listening to their soul as well. Hope you have a wonderful day. Light and love to all of you, and I will be back soon. Take care.